Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to my class for the MTS 3 Living in the IT era. So, good morning, everyone. So, good morning to the reporters. So, we have here Valencia, um, Filitro, Arindain, and Kilaton. Good morning sa inyo, Hadre. Uy, nasa StreamYard. Good morning.
Morning,
Morning,
sir.
sir. Good morning, sir.
So, nalibog sila. Okay, so, yeah. Ayan. So, yeah. So, this will be our topic this morning. So, we'll be discussing about, we are now in our chapter 3, but this is supposed to be chapter 4 because we have this introduction, diba? So, the chapter 3 is about the internet. Okay. So, ayan. So, alive na din yung mga students natin, yung classmates ninyo. So, let's just, muna, pakita yung greetings nila. Okay, so I hope everyone is doing good. And sana lahat nasa maayos ang kalagayan. Yan. Yan, I'm so sorry. Mayroon na somebody who just, nakita niyo to, Nadyo de Claro. Sibog dito. Ayan. So, ready na, reporters? So, kindly share
Yes,
first.
sir.
Okay. So, i-remove ko muna yung sharing ko, ha? Yan. Sige, kindly share. Kinsa ba mag-share sa na to, topic this morning?
Si Vivian,
Ako,
sir.
sir.
Okay, Vivian. Are you using laptop? Okay. Let me Okay. So we're not yet in Korea because there were only 52 who are watching. We're supposed to will have almost 100. Ay, murag wa na may black siya yan eh. Tama day. Ayan. Okay. So, muna to until kang makal lang ang nag-greet. So, to those who are watching, so please prepare. We don't know if the reporters will give you a surprise quiz or whatever activities. So, remember what I said in our meeting before, that the reporters have the power on, yeah, kung unsa man to ilang gusto ipabuhat or something like that. Okay? So, those who are watching, please be attentive because any moment na ipanghatang atong mga reporters. So again, this is welcome to our live talk. So this is what we call now our live talk. Yan. Sana yun, Adrida, i-add ko na, ha. So I think it's already time, or yeah. Or nawa man lagi ang quandary title. Arin dahil. Okay. Kwan mo di siya, no? PPT. Sige. I think we could not wait anymore. So the reporters are very ready despite of the given preparation. At least naka-prepare jud sila. Okay, so I give now the floor to the reporter. You may yeah, start our live talk. Nara ko diri, ha, mag-assist pud sa inyo. Okay.
So, good morning to each and everyone. I am Davren Filitro from the Bachelor of Science in Criminology, Section 2B, and I am your reporter for today. And our topic is all about the Internet and the World Wide Web. So, what is internet? So, internet is a worldwide collection of network. It is a very popular, and sometimes we call it the net. So, although most of us use it every day, we still don't have any idea um, what's kaning unsay ang mabuhat o how it works. So, internet is links millions of businesses. It helps millions of businesses, government, agencies, individuals, or even in educational. So, ang internet is very helpful sa to, especially karon nga na ay pandemic. So, kaning very popular o gamit jud kayo ang internet kay mura siya ang source sa ato ang kuan learning through online. Next. So, Dali na punta sa next. So, the history of the internet. So, the internet has its roots in the networking projects stated by the Pentagon's ARPA. So, ang ARPA means Advanced Research Projects Agency. So, a Pentagon agency to US Department. So, ang history sa internet is first na ay company nga nag-develop which is ang ARPA. So, sila ang nag-develop sa internet. So, ang goal sa ARPA is they want to build a network that can allow scientists to work together in the field of military and scientific projects. Tapos ang ilang ikaduha nga goal is could function even if the network were disabled or destroyed. So even though kanang ang mawala ang network, so ang gibuhat sa ARPA is nag-invent sila og internet nga mo function gihapon biskan walay network or nasira ang network. So ana ka murag high-tech ang internet nga nabuhat nila sa una. Next. So in September 1969, mo ni siya ang kuan the first form of today's internet. So makita ninyo sa picture mo ni siya ang porma sa internet. Tapos diri sa left is mo na siya si Robert William Taylor. So si Robert William Taylor, based akong na search is siya ang pinakauna nga nag-initiate or murag nag-invent or nag-design sa Arpanet in the year 1966. Next. Tapos ang kaning location of the four main computers, so mo ni siya mo ni ang location. So University of California at Los Angeles, University of California at Santa Barbara, University Research Institute, and University of Utah. Utah na siya guys. So ang kanang four ka-location sa four main computers is ang tawag ana is host or also known as sa karon nga generation ang tawag ana is ang server. So ang kanang upat ka buok is mo na siya ang pinakauna nga server na gibuhat sa Arpanet. So ang katong naay mga computer so na dira sila murag nag-connect mo na ang ilahang main compute server nga gina-connectan. Next. So mo ni siya si ang naay kuan 3 ka nagkuan sa Arpanet no. So in year 1984 so Arpanet had more than 1,000 hosts. Tungod kay katong 4 lang ka host nga gibuhat nila sa katong gi-distribute nila in every university. So ang ARPA nga company is nagbuhat sila og more than 1,000 ka host or servers para dili ingon nga kay lag naman gud kaayo kung ang upat lang ka server ang mag-connect. So makita nato sa picture siya si Vinton Cerf, so ang father of the internet. Next is ang other internet architects is mo na siya si Robert Kahn and John Postel. So ang kaning tulo is naka-contribute gyapon sila sa Arpanet nga company gyapon or na sila gyapon natabang. So next is how the internet works. So kuan to is nani siya sa katong activity ni sir atong sa kuan canvas no. So ang question is how the internet works. So the internet works, so data sent over the internet via networks or communications media owned and operated by many companies. So ang example sa companies nga nga nag-operate is ang kuan isang Comcast Corporation and ang Verizon. So ang kaning duha is mo ni siya ang kanang marag very known nga companies nga reason nga nung ang mo work ang internet. So ang kani is we have a 10 types of connecting to the internet. So mo ni siya ang 10 tools or ang ginagamit para makakonect sa internet. So first is ang dial-up access. So the modem uses a standard telephone line connected to the internet. So kung mapansin nato no, kung kinsa nakapansin anong murag box nga kanang ginakonekan gud siya kanang murag sa kuan, pero lahi siya kay ang kanang box is isa lang kung na kay computer or laptop. So ikaw maka-connect through a single wire telephone nga standard wire sa telephone. So ang advantage and disadvantage sa dial-up access is not be able to use your landline. So kung tahay na magamit kag telephone nimo, dili nimo magamit imong internet. So kailangan murag kuan gyud isa lang imong gamiton sa duha. Next is DSL or the digital subscriber line. So the technology that provides a high-speed internet connection. So ang kaning DSL is murag kaning gidevelop ang dial-up access. So ang it is a very high-speed internet connections that use standard telephones, broadband connections like unlike dial-up, ang advantage sa DSL is pwede nimo magamit ang imong internet connection o imong telephone at the same time. Pwede sila magkasabay. Next is ang cable modem. So high-speed internet connection through the cable television network. So ang cable modem di ay is muna siya ang ginatawag nato nga black box god. Kanang black box ba kung makita nato is diya nato kanang kita mo ng wifi ninyo nga diya i-connect ang kanang mga wires. Tapos through ana nga wire pwede na mo maka-connect sa inyong wifi. Tapos ang cable modem more faster and reliable than sa dial-up o sa digital line. So next is ang fixed wireless. So high-speed internet services uses a dish-shaped antenna. So dish-shaped antenna. So fixed wireless. So kung makita nato kuan nato ang mga antenna sa labas sa tumbalay. So mo na siya ang fixed wireless. So mo na siyang ginagamit para maka-connect mo sa inyong internet. Next. Next nato is ang atoang satellite modem. So satellite modem communicates with the satellite via satellite. So satellite dish. So kinsay nakakita ng kanang nasa para sa gapon siya sa makita ninyo sa picture nga na iyang porma sa iyahang dish no. So ang kaning box is mo na siya ang kanang murag mo receive sa gisend nga data sa sa company nga nagikan sa inyong internet, then is i-send na niya or i-distribute na niya sa inyong balay. So ang next is ang Isdn line. So consists of hardware and software that allow voice, video, pakibalik sa Vivian. Voice, video, and data to be communicated via traditional copper wire telephone line. So ang Isdn line, so it or also known as the Integrated Services Digital Network. So to be communicated over traditional copper wire. So allow data transmission to travel more reliably. So kani siya ang kaning black box kaning Isdn nga murag box is daghan maka-connect or even though daghay mag-connect siya is dili gyapon mawala inyong internet or kusog gyapon ang inyong source sa internet. So next is ang T1 line or essentially a traditional trunk line that carries 24 normal telephone circuits. So ang T1 are also known as T-carrier or digital transmission. So it is a high speed that consistent and constant. So that ang makarry niya is ang 24 normal more than 20 nga kuan nga channels sa inyong balay. So daghan siya ma-receive, pwede siya maka-receive og biskan more than 20 ka mga channels nga gikan sa different companies no nga naga-distribute og mga data. So next is ang T3 line. So ang kaning T3 line transmit 6 to 45 Mbps or megabytes per second. So equality to 680 to simultaneous video call. So kaning T3 line is pwede siya maka-receive og different nga mga kuan nga mga data. So ang T3 line is ginagamit siya para kanang daghag mag-call or dili lang daghan mag-call kanang daghag mag-VC or kuan sa inyong trabaho. So dili siya ingon nga maka-cause og lag kay tungod sa daghan og connectors or ang T3 line ang inyong gigamit. So next is ang STS1 or STS1 connection or the strict transport security. So it is runs at 51 Mbps. So it is a higher level signals are transmitted. So ang example sa mga higher level na signals nga gina-transmit sa nga gigamitan og STS1 connection is ang DBM or the decibel milliwatts radio, the microwave, and the fiber optical network. So mo na sila ang kanang nagasend through STS1 connection or more kanang nasa high tech. So next is ang STS48 connection. So speeds data along 2.4 gigabytes. So kaning STS48 is kanang mas kuan siya mas develop or mas high tech sa STS1 connection kay mas mo ni siya pwede na siya maka-receive og mga data or biskan asa nga nagikan na mga data sa tibuok kalibutan or maka-receive siya kay very high tech og kuan gyapon ang iyahang connection nga ginagamit. So next is the what is access provider. So kuan na to, what is access providers? So a business that provides individuals and companies to access internet for free or with fee. So ang kaning mga access providers demo ni sila ang mga company nga kanang para ng mga smart globe ana god nga ato ang gina connectan kay through kanang magbayad or kung wala tay makaya is pwede na ta moadto sa mga public places like sa kanang open nga na Wi-Fi. So there are three kinds of internet access providers. So the first is the internet access provider. So the company that connects online users through their communication line to the company server. So ang internet access providers kani siya ang kanang company nga mag-connect mo sa kanang ilahang company mismo. So katong dili connected sa ilang company or dili magbuy sa ilang product. So dili siya ma-connect. So which links your internet via another company's network access points or other web service. So ang kaning internet so mo hatag siya og kanang murag alternative god kung tahay kanang sa ilang company is dili nila bag or kung nakay question may kuan dili nila matubag imong question. So ihatag mo nila sa other web nga kanang naay question naay answer nga correct. So next is ang commercial online services. So a members only company that provides not only internet access but specialized content such as news, music, and video. So kung makita nato ang kanang COS is mo na siya karon kung kinsa nakapansin sa ato ang YouTube nga daghag mga advertisements ana sa para sa mga sa Facebook ana god mo na sila nga company di ay ang nagkuan ang nag-produce ana. So mo na sila ang COS. So ang famous nga company nga nagakuan sa COS is ang America Online and the MSN or the Microsoft Network. So next is ang wireless internet service providers. So enables users with computers containing wireless modems like laptops, pocketbook on smartphones that can access the internet. So ang kaning wireless internet so wireless so biskan pag kanang phone phone lang imuha or laptop biskan asa ka mo adto is pwede ka maka-connect sa ilaha as a internet providers. So biskan asa ka magdala-dala og sa imong mga laptop kung naalay internet provider mga providers nga company so pwede ka maka-connect. Next is so next so what jobs internet can do? So ang nagyapon na remember na ko nga nagyapon ni siya nagyapon ni nga question sa kuan ni sir. So what job internet can do? Pakibalik sa Vivian. So job internet can do is there are three types. So is to move, transfer or assign a computerized information from one place to another. Can be in form of text, documents, images, videos and software programs. So ang katong na ingon nako nga katong mga types sa katong mga videos, documents. So ang tawag ato nila or known to sila as data. Ingon ana ang job nga mabuhat sa internet. So katong mag-transmit siya, move ni imong mga data into mas safer o katong kuan nga app nga kailangan nimo ana nga app. Next is how data travels the internet. So data and the information are transferred around the world through wired or wireless media. So karon kay ang ginagamit na nato nga technology is kanang mga wireless na gid no. So ang katong mga nagikan sa mga different na mga countries nga mga news or mga data is pwede na siya send through wireless. So daghay mga app nga ginagamit like sa kanang mga communicate sa Messenger ana sa Gmail. So data travels from one network to another so until it reaches its final destination. So ang example is sa diri sa Philippines is ang La Union, Davao, Cavite, Batangas is kung tayo nag-submit nagpasa ng Cavite og data sa Davao then gi-send sa Davao sa Cavite then next ang last is to Batangas. So ang data mo travel siya hantod sa ma-reach na ang pinaka kinalasan nga masenda niya og iyahang kuan data nga kuan. Right. So that's all. Thank you. Next.
So, good morning, everyone. I am Queenie Joy Valencia from Bachelor of Science in Criminology, Section 2B. And now let's proceed to how data moves through the internet. Okay, next, B. So, there are two switching. First is the circuit switching and the packet switching. So, meaning, circuit switching is the most schemes utilized to build a communication network, such as the case or ordinary telephone calls. So, however, it is inefficient because if you stay connected with your friend or relative over the phone all the time, the circuit is still connected and therefore blocking other people from using it. So, on traditional dial-up connections sa net, in which a computer dials a telephone number to reach the internet service provider. Next is the packet switching. So packet switching, as we all know that it is the most data that moves over the internet in an entirely different. So this is a mode of transmission in which the message is broken into smaller parts or that is why it called packets which are sent independently and then reassemble ultimate destination. So supposedly ang ato ang email na ginapasa gikan sa Philippines mo send pa na siya to someone in South Korea, Singapore, Thailand, China, Italy, and United States or other countries. So instead of having a natty circuit between the home in the Philippines and those in the mentioned countries, and sending the email in one go, the email is broken into tiny pieces. So, or it happens at the back of the system. So there are pros and cons of circuit switching and packet switching. So the pros in circuit switching, so nag-offer siya og dedicated transmission channel that reserve until it is disconnected. While ang pros sa packet switching, ang packets can be routed around network congestion. And the cons of circuit is dedicated ang channels niya can cause delays because a channel is unavailable until one side disconnects. And the packet switching cons, packets can get lost while take, taking alternative routes to the destination. And now let's proceed to the key terms. By the way, I will just give the definition only and examples. First is the ANSI or the American National Standards Institute. So, ang ANSI is a non-profit organization that coordinates standards and technical regulation that relate to how US businesses, consumer groups, and government agencies function. Next is CPU. As we all know, this is the control center of a computer, right? Next is the DNS, the domain name system. So it is a naming database in which internet domain name are located and translated into the internet protocol or the IP addresses. So the domain name system maps the name people use to locate a website to the IP address. So for example is example.com. So into a browser, a server behind the scene maps that name to the corresponding IP address. Next is the GUI, the graphical user interface. So it helps the user to communicate with the website optimally. Next is the HTML, the hypertext markup language. So it is the most basic building block of the web. So it defines the meaning and structure of web content. Next is the HTTP. So HTTP is the hypertext transfer protocol. So it is used to transfer data over the web. So it is a part of the internet also. Protocols that and defines command and services used for transmitting web page data. So next is the ISO, the International Organization for Standardization. So it is an international non-governmental organization. Balik ko na ko guys ha. It is non-governmental organization made up of national standards bodies. So nagadevelop siya and publishes a wide range of proprietary, industrial, and commercial standards. Next is the OOP, the Object Oriented Programming. So, it is a computer programming model that nag-organize siya sa software designs around data or objects rather than functions and logic. So, next slide, Viv. So, next is the OS. Ang meaning sa OS is the operating system. So it is a program that manages a computer's resources, especially the allocation of those resources among other programs. Typically, ang taga-resource and include the central processing unit or the CPU, computer memory file storage, input or output device, and network connections. Next is the Perl practical extraction and report language. So mo ni siyang scripting language. So, Perl applications are known as Perl scripts, which tend to be much more compact than scripts written in other languages. Next is the PHP, the Hypertext Preprocessor scripting language. It is used to create dynamic and interactive HTML web pages. Next is the SQL, it stands for Structured Query Language, which is basically a language used by databases. Next is a wireless internet service provider. It is an internet service provider that allows subscribers to connect to a server at design hotspot using a wireless connection such as Wi-Fi. Next is the Windows Media Audio, the WMA. It is an audio compression method from Microsoft. Next is the WW, the World Wide Web. So it is a computer system which links documents and pictures into a database that is stored in computers in many different parts. Next is the XML, the Extensible Markup Language. So is a markup language similar na siya sa HTML but without predefined tags to use. Instead, you define or your own tags designed specifically for your needs. So this is a powerful way to us to store data in a format that can be stored, searched, and shared. Next, Bib. Pilit ang screen, Bib. Next is the Android OS or the Android operating system. So, ang Android OS, kay mo ni siya ang Android platform includes an operating system. It is based upon the Linux kernel, GUI, a web browser, and end-user application that can be downloaded. Next is we
For a while, Valencia, I think we have a technical problem. Vivian is out. I guess we will wait for her for a while.
okay, sir.
So I guess I so to continue, maybe you have questions to those who are watching the live. Then you may ask questions, though, if any, like about the history, yung topic ni Filitro kanina. Anyone who are watching, just for clarification, so that while waiting tayo kay Vivian, ayan. Okay, Vivian is back now. So Vivian, are we good now? So we have, okay, ito pala. Okay, so please, Jairus, okay, we will answer that one later, Jairus, no? Because andito naman si Vivian. Okay, you may start, Valencia.
Next is the assembly language. So, ang assembly language, mo ni siya ang type of low-level programming language that is intended to communicate directly with computer's hardware. Next is blog website. So, some blogs operate mainly as new filters. So, naga-collect siya various online sources and naga-add po siya short comments and internet links. Next is the C sharp language. C sharp, C C sharp, an object, asan ako? A C programming language. It is generally used to create hardware devices or the operating system, drivers, kernels, etc. For example, kanang Linux kernel is written in C, so it can be used for internet programming like Java, Net, and PHP, and etc. Next is the C sharp, so an object-oriented programming language from Microsoft that aims to combine the computing power of C++ with the programming is of Visual Basic. Next is the cable modem, so it is used to convert analog data signals to digital form and vice versa. So for transmission or receive over cable television lines, so especially kanang mag-connect to the internet. So next is the computer programming language. So it is a type of written language that tells computers what to do. Next is the C is an object-oriented computer language. So it created by notable computer scientists. So as part of the evolution of the C family of languages. So next is the database. So ang database mo ni siya ang mag-make data management easy. So let us discuss a database example. So an online example is an online telephone directory uses a database to store data of people, phone numbers, and other contact details. So mo na siya example sa database. Next, Bib. Next is the dial-up access established when two or more communication devices use a public switch telephone network so to connect to an internet service provider. So many remote areas depend on internet dial-up connections because ang broadband and cable are rare in remote areas with low population numbers. Next is the high-level language. So, it is a computer programming language also nga nagresembles natural language or mathematical notation and it is designed to reflect the requirements of a problem. Next is the hypertext preprocessor. So, it can be open source and server side HTML embedded scripting language used to create dynamic web pages. Next is the internet. So it is a vast network that connects computers all over the world. Next is the internet too. So it is a United States based and international non-profit network and consortium led by researchers, academia and industry or government leaders. So ang internet 2 na launch na siya in year 1996. So internet 2 works to advance the development of networking education and global partnering to facilitate innovative internet technologies. Next is we have the interpreter. So ang interpreter di ay kay mo ni siya ang nag-direct executes instruction written in a programming or scripting language without previously converting them to an object code or machine code. Next is the Java programming language. So ang Java is a programming language that was first introduced to the public in 1995 and is widely used to create internet application and other software programs. Next is the low level language. So mo ni siya ang programming language that provides little or no abstraction of programming concepts and is very close to writing actual machine instructions. So next is the nitiquette. Nitiquette ang tawag sa internet di ay pag nagarepresent siya sa importance of proper manners and behavior online. So in general, nitiquette is the set of professional and social etiquettes practiced and advocated in electronic communication over any computer network. Next, Bib. Next is we have the operating system. So software din siya ay operating system or the system software. So it is the communication between a user and a system takes place with the help of an operating system. So next is a program so called application or software. So it is set of instruction that process input, manipulate data, and output a result. So for example, isang Microsoft Word is a word processing program that allows users to create and write documents. Next is the program the programmer di ay is a person who writes computer. So understandable naman ang programmer kay mo man na siya ang person nga nag-write sa computer program. So next is the programming language. Ang programming language is a type of written language nga nagatells computer what to do. So examples are katong Java, JavaScript, C++, and C Sharp. So next is the system software. So it's a type of computer program that is designed to run a computer's hardware and application program. So if we think of the computer system as a layered model, so the system software is the interface between the hardware and user application. So the operating system is the best known example of system software. Next is the web browser or simply browser. So it is an application used to access and view websites. So the common web browsers include Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer, Google, Google Chrome, and Mozilla Firefox, and Apple Safari. Next is the web community. So at its root, so an online community or internet community is a group of people with a shared interest or purpose who use the internet to communicate with each other. Next is the web hosting. Web hosting is the activity of providing storage space for a website that is connected to the internet. So next is the web page. Web page is a document commonly written in HTML ni siya guys that is viewed in an internet browser. So a web page can be accessed by entering a URL address into a browser's address bar. Next is the publishing. Web publishing. Web publishing is the process of publishing original content on the internet. So, pareha ng mga e-books and blogs katong mga personal or business and community websites. Next is the web server. So, ang web server is a computer that runs websites. It's a computer program that distributes web pages as they are requisitioned. Next is ang website. So, also it written as website. Kanang two-word, pwede na siya two-word. So, is a collection of web pages and related content that is identified by a common domain name and published on at least one web server only. Next is Wi-Fi. So, kabalo man ta unsa ning Wi-Fi no nga mo ni siya ang nag-define as an abbreviation for wireless fidelity. So, meaning you can access or connect to a network using radio waves without needing to use wires. Next is next babe. Next is the Wiki website. So, kaning Wiki website mo ni siyang nag-allow sa user to add and update content on the site using their own web browser. So typically this is made possible by Wiki software that runs on the web server. Next is Wizard. It is an automated assistant that helps complete a task by asking question and then performs action based on the answers. Next is the word processor. Ang word processor kay mo ni siya ang nag-allow sa user to write a letter, design flyer. So kanang mga flyer nga nag-create og other types of documents. Mo na siya ang word processor. So next is the World Wide Web. So ang World Wide Web kay nag-consist of worldwide collection of electronic documents. So later on guys, ang mga key terms nga akong gipang hisgot kay amo pa na siyang i-elaborate later on. Next Bib. So that's all. Kilaton.
Okay, good morning, classmates and batchmates. So, at this point, I am now the next reporter. So, first is the internet. This is already discussed by Dave a while ago. So, mag-add lang ko idea pod. So, the internet is a global network that connects a million computers through specialized routers and servers. When a computer is connected to the internet, end users may be able to send and receive many forms of data. Actually, end users here is naunta ni siya dash pero wala na ko siya nabot nga og dash pag send na ko kay Vivian. So, I'm sorry for that. Um, the internet allows us send and receive messages via electronic mails or email. Allows us it allows us text and video chats and conferencing. So next, next is the internet then and now. So the Arpanet or the Advanced Research Project Agency-wide Area Network was established before the internet. Although today's internet bears little similarity to its forerunner from nearly 50 years ago, it nevertheless operates in a similar manner. So, ARPANET also was already discussed by Dave a while ago. So, ARPANET was established prior with the internet. It acts in the same way. So, kung unsa ang internet o kung unsa ang atong na-experience sa internet karon is same lang sad ang ARPANET sa una. But na lang siya kalahian gamay. The difference is that the internet has evolved into something different from the special for purpose. So kanang murag develop lang nila ang internet from ARPANET. Um in addition, ARPANET was established by the US Department of Defense in 1960s katong gidiscuss ni Dave kayna. So next. The Internet to Environment Future Empowerment. The Internet 2 is a non-profit networking organization that was founded in 1996 by 34 university research institutions in the United States to manage the Internet 2 network, which is a next generation optical and internet protocol network capable of delivering enhanced network services and is better, faster, and more efficient than traditional internet or broadband connections. So, the Internet to Environment Future Empowerment is ang iyang primary purpose is to develop a non-profit networking, develop advanced technologies such as telemedicine, digital libraries, and virtual laboratories. So, and also to assist education, research, and community development. So, in the future, kanang na-target ang kanang internet nga buo sila uh, version 2 which is kanang ilahang gipalawak pa jud ang kanang murag kakayahan sa internet kanang murag mas high tech siya kaysa sa atuang na experience karon kung unsa ang internet. Mas high tech ang ilang target in the future. Next. Internet today, still growing. The internet today connects thousands of networks and billions of users around the world. So, today's internet is still growing. Internet today is still growing because according to the survey, 37% has been added to the internet users every year. So every year di ay nag-add siya 37%. So from now until kanang sa mga sunod pa ng mga generation, mas mudaghan pa jud ang user sa internet kay every year nagadagdag siya og 37%. Next. Jobs the internet can do. This is also discussed by Dave a while ago. So mag ano lang sad ko. Jobs the internet can do. Many of us wondering on how internet can do. However, there was only one simple job that the internet does. It move, transfer, computerized information to other places. Uh, ang trabaho ra sa internet is kanang mag-transfer siya kanang mga information, kanang mga uh, computerized information all over the world. Um, Text type, document, audio, images, video, and software programs. Next. So, that is all about my topic.
So next, let's proceed to what computers do on internet. Next. So as we all know that computers do different jobs on the internet. So kabalo man gyud taon sa ning computers no nga mo ni siya ang machine that can store and process information. Next is a server. So ang server is a computer that is designed to process any requests for data and delivers data to other client computers over a local network or the internet. So ang server is a computer or system nga naga-provide siya og resources, data, services, or other programs to other computers. So mo ni siya ang known as clients katong over a network. In theory, whenever computers share resources with client machines, they are considered servers. So, next is client. So, ang client is a computer or device that gets information from a server. So, in computing, a client is a piece of computer hardware or software na nag-access siya a service made available by a server as part of the client server model of computer networks. So, the server is often but not always kay on other computer system in which case nga the clients access the service by way of a network. Next is the Active Directory Domain Service or the ADS. So it is a computer that holds the user accounts, computer accounts, organizational units, and application services. So ang core function sa Active Directory kay nga gi-manage niya ang user and computer nga naga-allow og admins to organize the data into logical hierarchies. So ang ADDS provides for security certificates, so single sign-on or the SSO, and rights management. Next, next is the dynamic host configuration protocol. So, is a server that configures IPv4 and IP address B6, which also called the domain name system. So, kani siya kay isa client or a server protocol nga automatically nga siya nga nag-provide sa internet protocol or the IP host with its IP address and other related configuration information kanang such um as the subnet mask and default gateway. Next is the file server. So, mo ni siyang naga-holds and manage documents. So, sa computer responsible gud nga i-store and manage niya ang data files so that the other computers on the same network can access the file. So it enables users to share information over a network without having a physically transfer files. Next. Next is the web server 2. So mo ni siya ang naga-hold users, mail, and services. Di ba ang file server kay siya ang naga-holds and manage ga documents, while ang web server 2 mo ni siya ang naga-hold siya sa users, mail, and services. So, ang main job of a web server is to display website content through storing, processing, and delivering web pages to users. So beside katong HTTP kaganina, web servers also support po to siya sa SMTP sa Simple Mail Transfer Protocol and FTP sa File Transfer Protocol. So were used for email, file transfer, and storage. Next is the print server. So, print server connects a router, a hardware device designed to receive, analyze, and send incoming packets to another network. So, ang print server can manage the each connected printer and send the files to the machine. So that is able to accommodate fasting printing. So helping to improve office efficiency. So ang print server is also a great way to manage printers from one central. Next, Kilaton.
Okay, so uh, World Wide Web is referred to as the collection of public websites that are connected to the internet worldwide, together with the personal computers, laptops, iPads, and cellular phones that can access its content. So, ang World Wide Web is considered as an application in the internet that collects public websites all over the world. So, ang World Wide Web is considered siya as application kanang dili siya considered as kanang internet, but considered siya as application nga naga-collect siya og kanang mga public websites kay aron ini research na to is siya dayon ang mo suggest. Next po. Web technologies. Hypertext ay web technologies. There are three types of web technologies: the HTML, HTTP, and web server and web browser. So HTML or hypertext markup language is a standard markup language used to create web pages. It is classified as the set of markup symbols which appended to a file for presentation on www browser page. So HTML is the primary uses of HTML is to create web pages. So ang kanang mga web page na ato ang ma-search or makita sa internet is si HTML ang kang HTML ng duty nga siya ang kanamurag magamit aron nga maghimo og kanang web pages. So next. Hypertext Transfer Protocol or HTTP. HTTP allowing users of www to interchange information seen on web pages. So HTTP allows users to interchange information seen on web pages, also used to transfer data over the web. So for example, example, you want to transfer data from web server to web browser. For example, kanang mag-transfer kag data from web server to web browser, mao na siya ang duty ni HTTP. But don't worry kay ang web server and web browser is i-discuss na to siya later on pagkatapos ani nga kuan. Pagkatawa sa HTTP. HTTP designed for communication between web browser and web servers. So next, yan aron ma-discuss nato ang kuan. So muna ni siya ang web servers and web browsers. Ang web servers and web browsers is a software for recovering information resources on, Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Mozilla, Firefox, Safari, etc. are currently used in WWE nowadays. So, ang web server and web browser are connected but has different duties. So, ang web server and web browser is nasa lahi-lahi nga kanang murag duty. Ang web browser transmits an HTTP request to server and gets an HTTP response back. So, ang web browser, siya ang kanang murag nagasend good. Like for example, mag-research ka, tapos imuhang kanang murag i-search nimo kanang murag i-proceed nimo. So, ang nag-function na is si web browser. Web server basically receives the HTTP request from the browser and responds to it using an HTTP response. So pag mo respond na siya kanang murag ang pag naanay kanang murag result ang nagkuha na pud ana kibali ang murag ang ni function na pud is si web server. So mao na siya ang function ni web server and web browser. Next. The World Wide Web today. World Wide Web celebrated its 28th birthday on March 12, 2017, a milestone that commemorates the development of WWW, which permanently changed humanity. So the World Wide Web, naana siya karon ganang murag, ang iyang kadugayon na is 33 years old na siya kay 2017 pa man ni na ano. So the World Wide Web today gives big impact sa atwa as humans. It lets us do work easily instead of going into libraries. For example, gusto pa ka matug library tapos na may kanang murag internet, so diha na lang ta manghawg kanang mga information na kinahanglanon nato. So dako kayo siya natabang sa atoa karon, especially sa atong panahon karon na pandemic. So katong pag-usbong pa lang jud sa pandemic, bawal magawas-gawas. So dako kayo og kanang murag part sa atuang sa atoa ang internet or the World Wide Web. Next po. Searching for information on the web. A website's owner, referred to as a web administrator, is responsible for its upkeep. The website owner has the ability to change the material as well as and add new information. So sa website, for example kanang naay magbuhat og kanang website, walay lain tao nga makahilabot ana, walay lain tao nga kanang pwede maka-delete ana iyang website except sa iyaha. Kay siya man ang owner. So the website was maintained by the owner whether they wanted to add information or not. So ang owner jud ang kanang murag naay kanang murag authority para sa kanang mag-add siya information sa iyang website, mag-add siya or dili siya mag-add. So nara jud na sa iya, siya jud ang kanang murag naay authority para ana nga website. Next yan. So let's proceed to two main search tools. Two main search tools are subject directories and search engines. Subject directories are developed and maintained by human editors and not by electronic spiders or robots. They are used to fetch web pages automatically. So, ang ganing subject directories is humans ang nagkontrol na yung mga human editors. Dili ang kanang, for example, dili ang kanang mga gitawag nilag spiders and kanang mga bots. A search engine, on the other hand, uses small programs called spiders or bots. So, ang search engines, mo na ni siya ang kanang naggamit na kanang spiders or bots like Google bot, Yahoo Slurp, and MNS bot that polish the internet, and follow links. So, um, ang subject directories is kanang tao ra jud ang kanang murag nag kuan siya example kanang public library. So tao lang ang nag kanang murag nagbuot gud na god. Unlike sa search engines kay naggamit siya og kanang bots o kanang spiders kay kanimo kong search engines is Google, Yahoo, MNSbot, katong gitawag lag Baldo and DuckDuckGo. So mga software siya nga kanang murag dili controlled sa kanang murag tao but kuan siya kanang murag mga robot ang nagkuan siya or kanang computer or jud mismo. Next, Vian. Most useful Google search trick. So most useful Google search trick. First is use quotes to search for an exact phrase. By typing in double quote at the start and the end of the certain word or phrase, Google will provide the exact word or phrasing you need. So kung mag-search ta, is mo ni siya ang kanang murag importante kung gusto ka kanang specific jud na kanang idea ang imuhang makuha gikan sa internet. Kay once man gud nga mag-search sa kana man gud si Google or unsa nga software ang kuan nga nang pwede magamit is naga-suggest siya og kanang mga related sa imong gi-search. But kung gamitan nimo siya og kanang quotes, quotation is kanang kung unsa jud tong imong gi-search is mao jud to siya ang mugawas sa kuan gadtong ay mao jud siya ang kanang murag result. So second is use an asterisk within quotes to specify a known variable words. So the asterisk symbol will provide possibilities. It is helpful, for example, if you are trying to determine a song from its excuse me, from its lyrics, but you forgot some of the words. If you are trying to complete a sentence but could not remember what it was. For example, nag-search ka og kanang kanta. Ang imong gusto nga kanta i-search is I do love you, but love kanang nalimtan nimo ang love. So pwede ra nimo siya butlan og kanang asterisk kay ang asterisk is kanang ang iyang purpose is kanang murag i-patch up gud to niya kadtong mga nalimtan nimo na kanang word. So mao to siya. Third is use the minus sign to eliminate results containing certain words. While the asterisk gives you possibilities, the minus sign eliminates results of certain words. Just type the minus sign prior to the word you do not want to include in the search. For example, nag-search ka og kanang nag-search ka tapos naa kay word dito na dili ka sure or wala jud siya ilabot sa kanang gusto nimo nga kanang topic. So ang kuan na kanang murag ang pwede buhaton na para dili to siya ma-appeal sa pag-process sa internet kanang mawala to siya is kanang butangan nimo minus sign prior sa word. For example, nag-search ka kuan I do love you tapos kanang ipahawa nimo ang I do. So prior ana nila nga word, butangan nimo siya minus sign. Therefore, ang mo gawas ra na is love you. So maura na siya. Fourth is search websites for keywords. You can specify certain content format or files you want Google search to provide. For instance, if you want to specifically search for PDF files regarding a certain topic, simply type the keyword PDF followed by a colon symbol and the topic you are searching for. Search websites for keywords. So, sa kanisa is like for example, nangita ka ganang PDF for a specific topic. So, butangan nimo siya PDF then colon symbol then unsay title ana nga kuan para ang mugawas jud na topic is kanang murag accurate sa unsa kanang imong gusto nga i-search. Next is comparing using versus. By using the vs or versus between two words you want to compare, Google will provide an in-depth analysis of the two words, such as pointing out similarities and difference. So dili man jud malikayan nga mag-search og ganang difference and similarities within sa duha ka word. So ang naay mas nindot day na gamiton, which is versus, kay si Google na ang bahala sa kanang similarities niya og difference, kay kanang sa versus na sign man gud is kanang murag mas kuan gud siya kaysa sa kanang murag dili pa jud siya hago i-encode or i-type, kay duha ra siya ka word or kuan ra mong versus dito. So muna siya ang kanang murag ah, paggamit sa kanang versus sa pag-search. Number 6 is use define to search for the meaning of words, slang included. The define keyword provides a dictionary definition of a word. Also, you will be able to see etymology and a graph of its use over time. So, um, for example, mag-search ka glove, tapos gusto ka kanang ang murag result jud sa imong gi-search is kanang mao jud ang imong gipangita nga mao gyud ang imong gusto ba nga kanang mugawas. So but nga nimo siya og kanang define na word, kay para ang ihang i-suggest nga kuan kanang result is kanang mao jud to siya ang kanang murag gusto nimo nga result niya, kay kuan man kanang murag ang define is ang ihang duty is to kanang pangitaon jud niya ang kanang exact jud na result sa imong gi-search. So sa pag-search sa paggamit ani nga word is kanang ma-include pud ang etymology and a graph of its use over time. Kanang murag kanang yang gigikanan, murag ingana god kanang murag as a whole na ba. So next is search images using images. Using your mobile device's camera, you can search for images online by going to Google Images, activating your camera phone, and taking a picture of the image you are searching for. Google will provide you within similar images on the web. So, sa pag-search po is pwede po i-search ang images. So, nanay gamit ang ganang murag mas ni kuan siya murag nang mas high-tech siya karon compared sa una nga mga sa una sa katong kuan sa una, kay ang karon is pwede ka mag-search sa kanang Google using images. For example, kanang nakay gusto kanang wa ka kabalo sa pangalan, tapos gusto nimo siya kanang ibalan unsay background ana niya, unsay information regarding ana nga kuan. So pwede ra ka magamit og kanang picture niya, then si Google nang bahala mangita sa kanang mga related ana nga picture or kanang mga similar sa iya, tapos pangitaon ra nimo didto kung asa jud ang kana siya nga object or kanang imong gi-search. So that was all about my my report. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, reporters. No, so nasobrang tag 18 minutes. So next time, please, let's have it for just an hour or 40 minutes. No, total lakad bitaw mo mag-report. So yes, the question will be entertained. If you have question, you may send na lang sa kanina live. No, then the reporters will answer it and give the answer by Monday because we still have a long way to go for the topic of the internet, no? And we still have activity for this talaga. Then, um, I'm just wondering lang po, no, na why is it that others will try to greet very, very late? This time, I will really strict to her. Those who did not greet as early as 8:15 will not have their attendance because there's no reason for you to be late. I guess and I am for sure that you did not again update yourself sa atong community, no? So again, to those who greeted late or and to those who did not greet din, no? Kasi a greetings which means that you are really entered the class already. You are already prepared for or listening the class. discussion or for the live talk of the our chosen students or to your classmates. So there's no reason for you and I will not entertain anymore because for how many times na ako nagpa-remind na until 8:15 lang ang receiving sa attendance. I hope inyo nang gibutang sa inyong isinaulo ninyo yan. Okay, so again, we will continue our discussion on Monday. Thank you so much to the reporters for our live talk, no?
Thank you,
And
sir.
congratulations sa first team. So next team will be yeah, this Monday again. Okay, so and please don't forget your activity ha sa Monday. So I think we will have our first activity then before the reporting. Okay? But next reporters, please be sure lang din na anong tawag nito? Um, try to ano po yung time, no? So one moment please, mag-set up sa ako sa attendance. Again, to those who haven't attendance yung nag-greet April Fools pa naman ngayon. So despite na April Fool's Day, no? So you cannot ano jud. So time check, it's 9:20. So extend ko na lang up to 10. Napatek ko kanina na ako ni na set. Save. Then while the reporters, you if you are the reporter, please state your topic, no? Then if you are not the reporter for today, please just put one sa 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 attendance. Okay? So ayan, I already posted now the link for your attendance. So again, thank you for coming in. So bye everyone. Thank you reporters.
Goodbye, sir. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
sir.
listening, sir.
Hi, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys.
So out na ta mo ha. Kasi na uban
Yes.
wala kakuha sa ano.